Hi, welcome back from spring break. Although it looks more like Christmas break out there today, I guess it's a good day to be inside. Anyway, I hope you had a good spring break and a happy Easter. This is a supplementary Algebra 2 lesson covering lesson 66A in your textbooks, Signs of Fractions. Excuse me, I'll be working off of page 269 in your textbook. If you want to go ahead and turn to there, pause the video and turn to page 269. Okay, so this is a short lesson. Okay, they go through a discussion, and I recommend reading over that portion of your textbook. You know, as far as representing a fraction with a sign in front of the fraction, it can be expressed in any one of these four different ways. With a sign in front of each number in the numerator, the number in the denominator, and a sign out front of the fraction itself. And in this case, all four of these fractions are valid ways of expressing the same fraction minus 3/4. Okay, if we take our operations, okay, if we do our division here first, we divide a positive by a positive, we get a positive. Okay, then a positive times a negative in front of it would equal a minus 3/4. If we take a positive times the numerator, a positive times a negative is a negative, then a negative divided by a positive turns out to be a negative 3/4. Okay, if we do the denominator first, a positive times a negative in the denominator is a negative, so a positive divided by a negative results in a negative as well. Okay, and so and I think, did I do the division first? I think I did in this first example, but it holds valid. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. Positive times a negative is a negative. Okay, so they had a simple rule in that section. It says any two of these three signs in front of either number or in front of the fractions, any two of these, and they're talking about these three here, any two of those can be changed without changing the value of the fraction. Okay, and if you go ahead and see that, that is the case here, but that can get you into a little bit of a trouble. Okay, and I'll show you why. Now, why is this important? Why do we use this method? In case we get into a situation like this, we're going to subtract two fractions. Okay, and in order to subtract fractions, they need to have a common denominator. Well, we notice we have an x minus 3, and we have a minus x plus 3. The denominators are fairly similar. But if we could change this one into an x minus 3, then we would have common denominators involved. Okay, and if it's easily done just by changing the signs involved, okay, then we could probably do that. Now, they're saying if we change any two of the three signs, okay, in this second fraction to get our common denominator, in other words, we could change the positive 7a to a minus 7a, and we could change the minus x to a positive x. Okay, and then this would be our third sign, the one out front. We have to keep that the same because we can only change two of the three. Okay, now this is where it could get into the trouble, is if we notice, we might tend to just put that plus 3 down there because we've changed the sign out front. Okay, but really what we need to do is change the sign on that other number in the denominator as well. And so, you know, that might be a little, they don't really explain that in the book. Okay, why is that the case? Well, because we are doing nothing more. Think of it this way. We are doing nothing more than multiplying this second fraction by a minus 1 over a minus 1. Okay, and in doing so, okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase this now. In doing so, then we can just simply multiply that out. Now in this case, we would be multiplying a distributive method, okay, because we're multiplying the -1 times each. So when we do that, the second fraction turns into a -7a, okay, and then that is more clearly indicated. What are we doing here? A -1 times a minus x becomes a positive x. A +3 times a -1 becomes a -3, okay? We still keep our subtraction, and we haven't done anything with our first fraction. Now they have a common denominator, okay? And so now we can add them, okay? We get a 1. Now we have a minus times a -7a. A minus minus a negative number becomes a positive 7a, okay, over our common denominator. Okay, so that allows us to change the sign there. So I always think of it doing it this way. This is the way I do it. I'm doing a -1 over a -1. We're not changing the fraction at all because this actually equals 1. A -1 divided by a -1 is 1. We are multiplying the second fraction by 1, okay? But this method helps us keep track when we change the sign. If there are multiple terms in that denominator or numerator, we have to change all of the signs in all of those terms to keep us out of trouble. So I hope that helps. By the way, there's going to be a second video for this lesson covering 66B. I needed to break them into two so I can erase my board here and set it up for the second lesson. So now with our math lessons, the change in procedure, it is real important, Algebra 2, you do not leave blanks on your homeworks, okay? We are going to be limiting homeworks to no more than 10. If you leave one blank, okay, that's a huge hit on your homeworks, okay? So I would prefer you shoot me a text message, okay? I'll have my phone on all day and it'll be with me when a text comes up. If you give the lesson number and the problem number you're having trouble with, I can make a quick video for a help and shoot it out to you. And if that means you don't meet the due date or do the homework assignment for that specific day on time, that's okay. Okay, I'd rather you wait a little bit longer to get the correct help you need to do that problem correctly instead of leaving a blank. We don't want to leave any blanks. And I also want you to show your work. Okay, we are wanting to focus on learning new concepts and new material, and I need you to show me that you understand it by showing work. So if you just put correct answers down or answers without any work, you are not going to get full credit for those. Okay, I'm showing you the level of work here that you can show in these types of problems. That's what I would like to see. So any questions, shoot an email, shoot a text message, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. So long for now, and also for today, you have 2 videos to watch. Look up that 66B lesson as well to complete your homework for today. Okay, so long for now.